So the midweek match at Ewood Park was Blackburn Rovers up against high-flying Derby County. Rovers' record headed into the match, 1 win and 11? Not anymore! We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review, this time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' win against Derby. 2-0 it was, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash that subscribe button. Keep your bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football related. We're going to all here under one roof. And now let's take a look at it. The match did take place at Ewood Park in front of 12,590 fans. Now this one Rovers should have been your next gen game, because this was an absolute tremendous display. I think up there with the best performance of the season. I think Hull was pretty good, but this goes up there because we created so many chances. 23 shots in all for Rovers, but only 2 managed to find the back of the net. The first was Joe Rothwell. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Luna's there. She's happy. She's got the vuvuzelas out. There she goes. Giving it large. That's right, Luna. She's loving it. Over the moon with Rovers' performance today. 2-0 winners. Joe Rothwell on the 76th minute. His goal was a little breakaway effort. Obviously, he's full of beans, isn't he? Full of, just like Luna. Full of beans. And eventually, he just dinked the ball over, who was it? Roos between the sticks. So that was goal number 1. He should have had probably a hat-trick today, Rothwell. Full of beans, full of energy. And that's what the key was, folks. NRG, Travis, Reed, full of beans. Dack as well, doing his thing. Rothwell, full of running, and always looking to drive forward. The amount of speed that boy has is unbelievable. There was a couple of opportunities. I think there was a corner from Derby, and eventually bumbled out. Ball came loose, and Joe Rothwell was off like a flipping greyhound at the races, bombing down that field, trying to cover the ground, and he gave the Derby man no time whatsoever to try and make the move count. So that's what we need, folks. That's the secret weapon going into the rest of the season. That's the secret weapon that we're going to have to try and drive home for next season. And we'll break the team apart in just a second. Yeah, Bradley Dack wrapped it up in the stoppage time, 91st minute perhaps. A bit of a scrappy goal. He was just the last man there to tap it on home. The small touches, the final touches, are just as important as the first touch. So yeah, well done getting him back on the score sheet. And when we do the match preview for the Forest game, he may just pop into the top 10 goal scorers within the division. I have to check all that stats out later. But anyway, yes, quick look at the stats of the game. Did I say 12,590 folks in attendance? The next gen game, I don't know if I mentioned this already. I'm losing track of my train of thought. But the Rovers held the next gen game against Stoke. Shambles. This should have been the next gen game right here. You would have doubled your season tickets right here after this game. A tremendous performance. Every one of the Rovers players stood out today. It was hard to find any faults whatsoever. But 23 shots for Rovers. As for possession, believe it or not, Stoke, according to these boys, whoscored.com, 52% of possession went in favour of Derby. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Well, it felt like Rovers had the ball 2/3 of the game. I'd say 70-30 in favour of Rovers. But yeah, they got 52% compared to Rovers 48. We had more dribbles than they did, more aerial tackles won. They were a bit more fruitful on the ground, 21 to their 17. We had more corners, 9-3. Obviously, we couldn't really make them count without Mulgrew. But what a performance! And that's the starting 11 is also a huge, bit of a, you wouldn't think with Williams and Elliot Bennett in the back 4, no disrespect to these boys, that this would be a clean sheet and a tremendous performance. But yes, let's take a look at those starting 11s first and foremost with Rovers. Rivals between the sticks: Bell, Williams, Lenihan and Bennett made up the back 4. Bennett at right back, Williams at centre back, Reed and Travis were those central midfielders. Holding up play, and they were full of beans, running around, full of juice, closing people down, which was absolutely massive. Dack obviously back to his busy ways. Obviously wasn't there for the Stoke game. Obviously maybe off the field matters were causing him some issues, but there's also rumours of a hamstring injury. Who knows? But he's back, and he's back to his best. So whatever's going off the field, hopefully that's done and dusted, and we can have the rest of this season the real Dack. And Joe Rothwell obviously leading in place of Armstrong on the left hand side, and Conway got the nod as well, and he was tremendous as well. Roll back the years, and Big DG doing the business up top. Unfortunately not on the score sheet. A quick look at my match ratings for the players. Ryan got a 7. Basically because he had little to nothing to do. Amari Bell 8, Williams 8, Lenihan 8, Bennett with a 7. Yeah, he did do a couple of dodgy back passes, which caused a little bit of worry, but that's me splitting hairs. Harrison Reed back to his best as well. He's been off the boil recently. 9 for him. So he was one of my 2 men of the match. Travis with an 8. Dack with an 8. Obviously Rothwell with a 9. If he played another 10 more minutes, I'm sure he would have doubled his tally. Conway with an 8 and Big DG with a 7. A quick look at the Derby lineup now. We have Roos between sticks. Ashley Cole got the nod at left back, which was strange. Keo Tamori and Bogle right back. No picture on foothead, hence the black blob right there. Johnson and Bryson in the central midfield slots. Mason Mount was in the middle. Wilson at right mid, I think. Lawrence left. They might flip-flop around a little bit. And then Martin Waghorn, who was pretty useless up top. So that's your lineup. Quick look at some more stats for you. We had, well, actually, Derby had more passes than us. 455 compared to our 391. They also had more touches, 655 to our 622. Tackles attempted. They threw in a few more tackles than us, 35 to our 25. And down the bottom there, you can see where the shots took place. We had 23 shots. I repeat that, 23 shots. I'm trying to see how many on target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we had 2 of them obviously went in the back of the net. 3 others. So 23 shots. We had 5 on target. So it's not the greatest stat in the world. But yeah, there were some few long range shots, which is good to see. Obviously, we've been a little bit goal shy recently. And a quick look at the heat maps. If you're a heat map man, just like me, you can take a look at it. Look at that sea of green there. So Rovers obviously not hanging around too long in certain areas, getting the ball forward, pushing it forward, and getting it into those attacking areas. And the busiest man looks like it was Roos between the sticks and a couple of defenders as well for Derby. So yeah, positive signs there for Rovers. If we could perform like that week in, week out, then we should have no problems competing at the top end of the table. Now, surprise, surprise, there is no Derby feedback. I wonder why. Because yeah, I'm sure they're probably, it's an early night, school night, you know, so that's probably why we didn't get any feedback. But what feedback we did get was the gaffer. Here's his words of wisdom shortly after the match.
Yeah, I think we got the balance right tonight. I thought we played good controlled football, as well as using our main strength. I would say would be playing off Graham and getting the ball into forward areas. But I thought we showed both sides of our game tonight. Ball retention was good. Our transition was good when we won it back in midfield and broke away quick. Created lots and lots of chances. It did feel for spells in that second half that the goal wasn't coming. And if you've beaten a lot of our games over the last 2 months at home, you could half feel a 1-0 defeat coming again, you know. So we've had 4 of them, I think, over the last couple of months, and just one slip, one mistake, and that was the negativity that you fight in your brain. And yet, a brilliant Rothwell goal that richly deserved. I thought he worked really hard tonight, and delighted for Bradley, of course, right at the death. He's had a tough week, and he got his goal, which made the difference and put the game to bed. Yeah, listen, I think if I can picture that, our first goal, it's Graham's strength and power that created it, really, and Rothwell ran in behind and finished it with great aplomb, really, dinked it over the goalie, and I thought he epitomised his performance tonight. He's an exciting talent. He's extremely fast. He keeps the ball really tight. We want him running towards the opposition goal rather than across the pitch a little bit more, but I think overall everybody, it's very difficult to pick out any individual tonight, because I thought the performance of the team was what stood out, and the result mirrored that. If anything, we could have scored more goals tonight, and probably deserved to, but take the 3 points, put them in the bag, and it's, we can finish the season now. It's took a little bit of anxiety when you go in the room we've been on. You do half look over your shoulder. It's Rotherham won last week, and so that gap was at 8 points or whatever, and the games, still there was enough games for teams to win games, and so tonight get to 50 points, and yet we went down 2 seasons ago with 51, I think, didn't we? So we've just got to keep playing. 5 games to go. Let's go and express ourselves and try and pick up as many points as we can. No, not really. I think I've made changes all season. I think the team, everybody in our team, we play a certain way, and everybody knows how we play. So it doesn't really matter the personnel, I would have to say, because they all know their jobs. What I have been trying to do over the last few months is make us a more controlling football team. I've said this to the local media, really. We've done a lot more ball retention stuff through training, and is that been a reason why we've lost tight games? Because we're not as direct. You can see how effective we are when we direct off Graham, but at the same time I think the quality teams that get to the top of leagues are the ones who can control a game with the ball and keep it, know when to slow it down, when to go back, across the back, out to the other full back, pop it back into midfield. We weren't doing that. We were giving the ball back to the opposition too much, and I thought we got the balance of that right tonight. I thought we were good in possession, and I thought we played direct when we needed to, and Graham kept the ball up the top end for us. Yeah, and that was a big decision for me, to be honest. That was potential another change that we were going to make, but I had a good chat with him in my office the other day. He said he feels good. He's been looking good. I'd have to say Danny Graham's probably as fit as he's been for a long time at the moment. I think it's because he's enjoying his football and the role that we give him in the team. He's a real leader of the front half of the pitch for us. I've talked in the past, we try and have like a leadership group in our team, and that's why they stay so strong together. And there's after the run we've been on, they haven't dropped their heads. They do keep going. They are together because the senior players make sure that's what happens.
Now, you heard a little bit of what the gaffers had to say, a little bit what I've had to say. Now, what's been going on social media? Let's take a little look. Chris Martin said this. Not that Chris Martin, but this Chris Martin. Tonight, Joe Rothwell showed me and about 12,000 other Rovers fans just what he can do. He was excellent all game. He passed the ball well. He was energetic, created chances. And he showed great bottle with that lovely finish for the opening goal. Fantastic performance. Meanwhile, Rob Young said this. Absolutely amazing stuff. Different class tonight. This is the team Tony should play for the rest of the season. Yes and no, obviously. Yeah, for the rest of the season, I can see it. If they perform like this, correct. But I just cannot believe the likes of Elliot Bennett, right back, no disrespect, and Derek Williams at centre back, delivered that kind of performance. But it was solid. It was solid. I don't know why it's taken so long for this kind of formation to sink in well. But anyway, Northern Rover said this. Brilliant from Rovers tonight. Totally dominated Frank Lampard's derby. Rothwell, man of the match. Dack back to his best. Lenihan controlled things well at the back. Reed, Travis got through. Some work tonight in midfield. Marvellous. Meanwhile, Jen Bellamy said, yes, that's why we keep going. That's why we keep supporting. That's why they are our team for nights like that. Hashtag Rovers. Talk of Ewood said this, though. Feels good that Rothwell and Dack, my boys, love that. Bring on Forest on Saturday. Jimmy Q, a.k.a. American Rover, said this. Love the feeling after a game and a performance like that today. Could have been another one in the slump, but the energy on the field turned us right around. More of the same, please. Hashtag Rovers. What else we got? Quite a lot of comments on the old social media. Good ones, anyway. Becky called it. She said, don't worry, Rovers fans. My brother is coming the game on Tuesday, and we never lose when he comes. Clutching at straws here, and he got that one right. So, yeah, make sure he gets a season ticket, and he's there every flipping week, so we can get promoted next season. Meanwhile, Danny Baldi, 1995, said this. All the players were class today. Conway took the piss out of Ashley Cole all game long. Get in there, boys. Meanwhile, Mads, Andre Lundsen, we get around, us Rovers fans. We get around. He sounds like a Scandinavian. Waited a long time to see us play our best team. Performance of the season. Rothwell, a class player in the making. Reed and Travis out flipping standing. Sully, a.k.a. Solstice Inc., said this. TM, we've shown desire, work rate, hard work. Well, today we added skill, passing, solidity, movement, and the rest. Keeper, defence, midfield, attack. Every one of them. Clap, 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 clap. If we play like that every week, blimey, get in there, lads. Superb one and all. Linz Lewis said this. Plaudits to Rothwell, Dack, etc. But what a performance from Blue Eyes. Every delivery was superb. So proud, Rovers and Samuel Adams. Short and sweet. Bloody needed that indeed. We did. Mr. Nobody, a.k.a. John Gardner, 1979. Cracking year there, boy. Sometimes when everything in life feels shit and struggle, footy can make it all feel a whole lot worse. Fortunately, tonight it all feels a lot better. Indeed it does. Simon Roberts said this. Great result, long overdue. Let's finish strong and build over summer for another year of consolidation. Rothwell, meanwhile, Matt Southgate, that must be Gareth's brother. Rothwell and Chapman will tear it up next season. Great performance today. Travis was a class as well. Luke Thornley says, finally, when everything clicks, we can outplay teams in this league, but need to be consistent. Tonight was Rovers at their best and kept the opposition to limited chances and could have won by a bigger margin. Let's finish the season strong. Come on, you Blues! Andy, 74, said, much better from Rovers tonight. Took me back to January with attacking high-tempo football. A joy to watch. Hashtag Rovers. Wrapping this sucker up. Ben Longsdale said this. Fantastic performance from the boys. A performance full of heart and desire and could easily have been 5 or 6. That's right. What else is going on, or what else went on in the old midweek games? Obviously, some games taking place on Wednesday. We can't really talk about those because that's in the future. If only, then I'll be a billionaire. Bristol, oh my goodness, 3-0 up within the first 15-20 minutes against West Brom to probably definitely boost their playoff chances, but dent West Brom a little bit. Sheffield Wednesday up against our next opponents, Forest. 3-0 winners for Steve Bruce men. Swansea City put up a nice win as well. 3-1 winners over Stoke. Obviously, the performance of the day was Rovers against Derby. Absolute class. Preston lost to Leeds, who got themselves back in the thick of things. I think they leapfrogged Sheffield United. And Middlesbrough got a win. So that's them. Tony Pulis safe for the time being. 2-0 winners over Bolton. Tomorrow will be Birmingham Sheffield United, Hull Wigan, Norwich Reading, Millwall QPR, Rotherham Villa, and Brentford up against Ipswich. So let's take a look at the table as it stands. Obviously, some games will rejig this table tomorrow. Norwich are top of the pops. Leeds are second. Sheffield United, West Brom, Bristol City, and Villa occupy the playoff spots. Middlesbrough now closing in on it, and Derby into 8th spot. As for the bottom of the table, Ipswich are bottom. Bolton join them in second from bottom, and Rotherham and third from bottom. Reading, Millwall, and Wigan are just above them. A couple of points separated two sides. Blackburn Rovers, we are in 16th spot. Loud and proud, 50 points on the board. They win for us in our next game. Could go as high as 14th, boys. Yo, yeah, dizzy heights indeed. As for Derby, a win for them in their next game, or the game of the weekend. They could go back into the playoffs, depending on goal differences. Speaking of those next games, here they are. Obviously, Rovers taking on Forest, who... despite I'm already preempting and trying to get a Nottingham Forest guest speaker for tomorrow. It's not looking good at them. They're passing me off. I don't think they're not in good spirits at the moment after that performance against Sheffield Wednesday. So we might not get a guest. I think if they won today, I would have been spoilt for offers. We might get one. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Forest season's gone off the rails a little bit. Anyway, what else is going to go on this weekend? Derby will take on Bolton. Come on, Derby. Get back to winning ways and seal the deal and get rid of Bolton. QPR take on Swansea. That is Saturday. I think they're all on Saturday. All bar Wigan against Norwich. So we have Borough against Hull City, Ipswich against Birmingham, Sheffield United against Millwall, Stoke, Rotherham, Reading, Brentford, Villa, Bristol, that's a tight, tasty one, Derby, Bolton, West Brom, Preston, Leeds against Sheffield Wednesday, it's difficult as well, Wigan, Norwich. But the highlight, the game of the weekend will be Nottingham Forest against Blackburn Rovers. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, folks. I'll be pumping up a video one way or another. It might be a little late. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I really enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. Back here each and every single day in some capacity. There is a video. Because it never ends. Football never ends. Okay, Rovers does end a little bit. It kind of tapers off in May. But the videos keep on popping out. And speaking of this... I haven't got the graphic yet, but hopefully I will have a graphic for you tomorrow. I am going to be doing something bizarre. I'm going to do a live reaction game against Bolton on Easter Monday. Join me on my Twitch channel, link to that sucker in the description below. Around about 30 minutes prior to kickoff, all the way through the game, you can watch me burst into tears or screaming out with laughter, one way or another. I'm testing out something I'm going to be hoping to do more of next season, and that is live sort of play-by-play, not necessarily commentary, but you get to see my reactions, maybe have a little chat about it. We can talk about the game, talk about your thoughts and stuff like that. If you can watch the game, if you can't watch the game, I maybe can keep you up to speed. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about. But yeah, I'm going to give it a kind of a test run for the game against Bolton. And it'll be on my Twitch channel. Check that sucker out. You can see, I tell you, sometimes I'm the worst. I am the worst for it. My reactions are all over the place. I was actually at work watching the game on the down low today, and I burst. I literally exploded when Joe Rothwell scored. It was out of control. So I'm thinking, why not showcase my absurd, obscene reactions live? And hopefully it's not a bore, draw, snore fest. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in the old preview video for Nottingham Forest tomorrow. I'll hopefully have a graphic to tell you. Anyway, let me hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. We go again, folks. Saturday, Nottingham Forest at their gaff. Until then, thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.